Hey you, I'm Sarah Turner. I'm a freelance copywriter and copywriting mentor, and you're here because you want to know how to become a copywriter with no experience. I got you because I was once there. It is a kind of scary time, but also a little bit exciting, I bet, because you're thinking, okay, I'm reading these stories online. It seems like a real possibility. Are these people crazy? Are they lying? What is going on? But I'm here to tell you that there's a lot of advice online, right? And so I wanted to create this video to kind of make sure that you have the best information possible, because not only have I gone through this process myself and I have seen all of the advice that's out there, but I've now helped thousands of people through this process. And so I've seen people take, my ideas, other people's advice, and integrate it into their own personal journey. And so I have a lot of information to inform everything I'm about to tell you. So first thing, if you're thinking about copywriting, it is an incredibly valuable skill. And the reason that is because every single business needs this. And this isn't just me saying this as, a copywriter. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but it's definitely true. There are so many huge names in business that talk about the importance of copywriting, because it's the way that you connect what you do as a business with your customers. It's literally how you create sales. It's how you survive as a business. It's how you thrive as a business. And it makes all the difference in the world. And now with all these businesses moving online and more coming into the digital space, there is an insane demand for copywriters, and it's continuing to grow. It's also needed across all industries, literally everything. Everything that you can think of pretty much needs a copywriter. So if you, as you go about your day and you start thinking about the products you use, the services you use, I'm sure there are a ton you really love. Well, they need a copywriter. So when you think about that, those are ideas for potential niches. And that's something that I always encourage people to do, because yes, you can go around and be a generalist and, write for everyone, but your job's gonna get easier and you're gonna get better, and clients want to hire people who are specialists. So that is all going to help you if you choose a niche. So I want to encourage you to choose a niche, because I really think that it's going to keep you focused. It's going to help you grow your business better. Also, there are businesses that need you no matter where you are in your journey. You do not need to even lie about your experience, because there are people who would love to, hire a copywriter, especially ones that are just starting out, because that they're studying and they're practicing and they're trying to get better, but they aren't the most seasoned copywriter who's going to be extremely expensive. There are a lot of businesses, I cannot emphasize this enough, who cannot afford seasoned copywriters. There are a lot of businesses who cannot afford my copywriting, right? So when you are starting out, there are always going to be businesses that would benefit from somebody who's trying and practicing. And when you are thinking about getting your first few clients, that's why, again, I used to have different recommendations for this, but after I've seen thousands of people go through this process, my now current recommendation for getting your first few clients is to look in your immediate network, right? Because every single person interacts with a business owner. Whether it is somebody in your family who owns a business, whether it's a sister-in-law who has an Etsy shop, whether it's the woman you get your hair cut from, whether it's your yoga studio, or wherever you go, you are going to be interacting with somebody who can use copy, without a doubt. This is also one of the reasons it's an incredibly amazing career to go into. So I recommend that you start writing with other people as soon as you can. It is a good idea to maybe study copy. Hand copy is a common recommendation. So you can do that to kind of get started, to get your feet wet without working with people. But very quickly, I want to encourage you to write for someone else, whether it's just for a portfolio piece, or I want to encourage you to actually get them to pay for it, even if it's a little bit, because that increases their perceived value of your copy. But anyway, so you want to work with somebody who's in your network. That's my number one recommendation, because you already have inherent credibility with the people who know you, even if you are just starting out. Because again, you really don't need to lie about your experience, because the other thing that's really beautiful about being a copywriter is that the proof is in the pudding, as I like to say. People can look at your writing and see whether or not it's good. So Some people are going to be starting out where their copywriting isn't so great. Some people are going to be inherently pretty darn good at it. And where you fall will completely depend on you as a person. But when you first reach out to those initial people and start writing for them, not only are you helping them, especially because a lot of these people, one, can't even afford a copywriter, two, didn't even know it was going to be something beneficial to their business. Like, there are a lot of people out there like that. You're going to be helping them and they're going to be helping you, because it's super important to get that initial client experience, even if it's somebody within your network, because it's going to help you work out the kinks between sending copy to an email, to your client's email, making sure that they can actually view the Google Doc, making sure that you send an invoice and it's seamless for them. It's going to help you do all the little things that make that entire engagement with a client really seamless. Also, it's going to give you a chance to practice copy, and it's going to put you on the hook. So when you just write pieces for yourself, which is totally okay, and you can do for portfolios, but now I want to encourage people to go ahead and write for someone else, because it keeps you on the hook, and it is just so much more powerful when you write for somebody else. When you're writing for yourself, sometimes those pieces tend to look like journal entries. They can be very passion focused, and they're not really focused on client, the customer, getting results, and those are what copywriting is really all about, right? It's really not a personal blog here. So when you are writing for other people's businesses, keep in mind that it could be product descriptions, emails, landing pages, their website copy. You could also write a blog, but just make sure that you are actually stretching yourself by working with somebody else and not just keeping all your ideas in your own bubble and not having people read your writing. That's the other thing. You really need people to read your writing and give you feedback. So this is how you're going to create your portfolio. It's also probably going to be how you get your first few clients. So many of my students have gone on to actually work with their clients because they've seen the direct results and impact of their copy on their business. Maybe they never had a copywriter before. You offered to do this portfolio piece and they're like, dang, my sales are up. Let's keep this moving forward. And then you're paying for yourself, which is one of the beautiful things about being a copywriter. So then the next thing is you gotta have an online presence. This is gonna replace your resume. It's not your resume, it's your portfolio, it's your website, or you could use LinkedIn. I prefer a website because it gives you a chance to practice SEO if you want to incorporate SEO as a copywriter. And you can make it look really professional. It doesn't have to relate to any of your previous job experience. And you can put, your testimonials, everything that's included in your copy, and you can include your portfolio pieces, pricing, and all that other information on your website. You can also use your LinkedIn. That's another great stepping stone. It's also amazing if you are going to be copywriting a niche that's familiar or similar to the industry that you were previously working in. So either one works, but definitely start building your online presence as soon as possible. So I hope that helps. I just want to encourage you. I have helped so many people through this process now. You really can do it. You really can do it. And also keep in mind that you do not have to listen to all the advice out there. Pick what works for you and keep moving forward. One of the biggest mistakes I made as a newbie is I listened to everyone. And with that in mind, actually, I really got to throw in there that you really don't need social media to be a successful copywriter. You don't need to have a copywriting Instagram, and you definitely don't need to have a copywriting Facebook. Most of your clients aren't really going to be interested in learning copy. That's why they want to hire you. So be really protective of your time, do the things that matter, and eliminate the distractions of the things that don't. That is my advice for you. So I hope that helped. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up if it did. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. Did you follow any bad advice? Are you one of those people who's starting out and you went down a rabbit hole and you're like, oh, I wish I could have that time back? I love hearing those stories because I have got a lot of them. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.